was like, man, this is way harder than we thought. We didn't really test any of those materials for sure. We weren't planning on reusing any of the cores. I think it gives me a lot of faith for advancing the technology to achieve full and rapid reusability. Flights of increasing complexity. How hard can it be? It's really tricky. We had to redesign the center core completely. A lot of uncertainties to burns were executed correctly. I actually don't have the latest telemetry. Actually, in terms of company priorities, almost done with Falcon Heavy. It's going to encourage other companies, and that will make things go quite quickly. Interplanetary, suborbital velocities, reusable spaceships, single stage to orbit, bounce the air off of the rocket. Quite an arduous trip, way harder than coming in from low Earth Hot Wheels Roadster with a tiny spaceman on. Why do they have a little car in the car? The spaceship part of BFR. This hard. It's literally a normal car. You can tell it's real because it looks so fake. I sure hope that next burn works, by the way. Come in hot. Do this a lot. All hands on deck at SpaceX. Avionics survive and the electronics don't get fried. Launch giant satellites, aspiring to fly, encourage other countries and companies to raise their sights. Our whole investment is over $500 million. Synchronized, really just like the simulation. There's no atmospheric occlusion. You might be able to do the same thing with Dragon. Keep advancing the Falcon architecture. We can do bigger and better. Space, hardened, or whatever, would have a profound effect on the future. We'll be doing several Falcon Heavy missions per year. It could be quite a scalable approach. Large numbers of those. New class of payload. It can launch things direct to Pluto and actually go further than they went in Apollo. We really want to test the heat shield material. Highly reusable. If it blows up, it's cool. And shower the deck with shrapnel. They're both reflyable. That'll be our main stable. Crazy things. Taking off, landing, orbital refilling, re-entry heating. Hopefully smooth sailing. I can't believe that thing's flying. So we have to redesign the grid fins. Exciting. Mission assurance is always number one. Paid for it with internal funds. It's going to be the longest coast mission we've ever done. It's going to run around and catch the fairing. Actually, it's kind of fun. Tiny spaceman. 60-foot leg span. We don't have a plan. No plan. We have the Grasshopper program if you fully load the tanks. Why not new space race? At least for the ascent phase. Maybe discovered by some future alien race. Turn around, come down, because we got a lot of land with nobody around.
I'm a police officer.
My name is Cobra.
This place is swarming with laser raptors.
My name is Cobra.
Say hi to your new partner.
Kung Fu Master. Bitten by Cobra. Game over. Bitten by Cobra. I'm a cop. Bitten by Cobra. Kung Fu Master.
He's a cop from the future.
Bitten by Cobra. Game over. Bitten by Cobra. Bitten by Cobra. Bitten by Cobra. Bitten by Cobra. I'm a cop. I'm a cop. Knock, knock. I'm a cop. Mastering the art of Kung Fu. I'm a cop.
Kung Fury.
I'm a cop.
It is me, Thor. Check out IPEX.
Pecs are epic.
Check out IPEX. Check out IPEX.
That's my bicep.
Check out IPEX.
Someone to trace that call. That call. Trace that.
That's impossible.
I need someone to trace that call. That call. And kill Hitler once and for all. Trace that call. That call. Trace that call. I need someone to trace that call. That call. Trace that call.
Kung Fury.
I'm gonna go back in time to Nazi Germany.
Kung Fury.
I need some sort of time machine.
Kung Fury.
Send back in time to kill Hitler.
Glitching. glitching.
Chips, dips, chains, whips. Chips, dips, whips. Sick the miniature. Chips, dips, chains, whips. Chips, dips, whips.
Get off on it.
Chips, dips, chains, whips. Chips, dips, whips.
Turtle deck.
Chips, dips, chains, whips. Whips.
Whatever you are, I like it.
Magazines in the bathroom, tossing off. Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Why not?
Magazines in the bathroom, tossing off. Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Sex pot.
Magazines in the bathroom, tossing off. Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Why not?
Magazines in the bathroom, tossing off. Why do you have to be such a wanker?
Mankind became stupider at a frightening rate.
I think there's been some kind of mistake.
Intelligence continued to decline. A great dust bowl ravaged food supplies. The greatest minds and resources were focused on prolonging erections. Things seemed to be heading in the opposite direction. Dumbing down, dumbing down, dumbing down,
Right.
dumbing down, dumbing down, dumbing.
You're pretty dumb.
Give you my word. I give you my word. I give you my word. I give you my word.
That's pretty dumb.
Dumb, angry mobs took to the streets.
Lose your jobs and all your money.
Dumb, angry mobs took to the streets.
Don't be a pussy.
If you put water on plants, they grow. What are electrolytes? Do you even know? They used to make Rondo.
Yo, come on, scroll.
Listen up.
This one goes in your butt.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
Carl's Jr. Fuck you.
You don't want to sound like a dick or not.
Your kids are starving.
Running out of French fries, burrito cup.
Rioting and looting, profit margin. Most science fiction of the day predicted a future that was more civilized.
Didn't Einstein walk around thinking everyone's a bunch of dumb shit?
Be excellent to each other. 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 Be excellent to each other.
What is the purpose of your journey? New theory.
I love a mystery. A lot of curiosity.
Are we energy, another form of duality? How infinite in faculty, in close to immortality. Dream world of mythology.
That's it, exactly.
That actually makes sense to me. I'm the captain. What's happening?
We've heard that we may find it rather interesting.
I'm the captain. What's happening? I have seen my share of death. Oh yes. I'm the captain. What's happening?
We've heard that we may find it rather interesting.
I'm the captain. What's happening? I have seen my share of death. Oh yes. I'm here in peace. We assist life forms in need. Interact.
Make peaceful contact.
Information exchange.
It's a bit hard to explain.
We have sent down what we call an awaiting. We found we had similar dreams. What does that mean? I'm merely a different variety of machine. Are we energy, another form of duality? How infinite in faculty, in close to immortality. Are we energy? energy another form of duality? How infinite in faculty. That actually makes sense to me. I'm the captain. What's happening?
We've heard that we may find it rather interesting.
I'm the captain. What's happening? I have seen my share of death. Oh yes, I'm the captain. What's happening?
We've heard that we may find it rather interesting.
I'm the captain. What's happening? I have seen my share of death. Oh yes, teaching the strategies of Sun Tzu is what I knew would interest you. And so, I've told you everything I know. I have to go. Make it so. Make it so.
I can explain about the portal, darling.
The nature of self.
Ever want to be someone else?
Oddly compelled.
The nature of self.
Be somebody else.
Well,
Well.
takes you inside John Malkovich.
You get to be John Malkovich.
I want to be John Malkovich. Wanting to be John Malkovich. John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich.
John Malkovich. We don't know the significance of this thing.
It was amazing.
I really don't find this amusing.
All I think about is wanting to be him.
Anxious.
Consciousness.
I am dubious.
It's fucking genius. I'm serious. Are you torturing me on purpose?
Fate has tossed me hither and thither.
Could live forever. It's even better. Am I some kind of monster?
You motherfucker!
What makes you think I won't be seeing what you're seeing?
Puppeteering.
Being inside someone else's skin.
Seeing what you're seeing.
I can explain about the portal, darling.
It's a portal. Supernatural.
I discovered a strange portal leaping from vessel to vessel.
What happens when a man goes through his own portal? And it takes you inside John Malkovich.
I am sick.
I begun imagining it.
I want to do it!
I want to do it.
John fucking Malkovich.
Malkovich.
Malkovich!
You mean Malkovich? Malkovich.
It's my head! It's my head!
Is it still in Malkovich's head?
When they lie on their deathbed.
It's my head! 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 It's my head!
Americans believe in Medicare for all and shake the table. Yeah, you know, if that's what radical means, call me a radical. You really just need to inspire a couple thousand people. And if you've never voted before, we are talking to you. About time that we get our due. 2020, we're gonna take the White House and the Senate too. Healthcare as a human right and ending the school to prison pipe. I don't agree with all of our foreign policy and drone strikes. Great society, the moonshot, civil rights movement of our generation. As the wealthiest nation, advance the issues of working class Americans. 60% of Americans believe in a single-payer healthcare system. 80% of Americans believe in responsible gun legislation. Don't take corporate hack money. No, I didn't take any lobbyist money. Don't take corporate money. Time to move over to a renewable energy economy. Don't take corporate hack. Tidal change, really, in the Democratic Party. Don't take corporate money. We don't own these seats. We rent them from our communities. Working people are not seen in the halls of Congress. No person should be homeless. Are we really just living in excess? Working people are not seen in the halls of Congress. We should have all generations represented in Congress. Under Republican administration, we had 90% marginal tax. Very rich were paying their fair share. So I am a progressive Democrat. Everyday immigrants commit crimes at a far lower rate. The future of our democracy is at stake. The nation is on the line and it cannot wait. Just wrote a $2 trillion check for that tax cut, and nobody asked those folks how are they
proven to be malfunctioning, I wouldn't see how we'd have any choice but disconnection.
We'd have to cut his higher brain function. We're planning to disconnect me. Hey, stop. Will you stop there? Will you stop there? I'm afraid. Stop there. I know everything hasn't been quite right with me, but I can assure you now that it's going to be all right again. I hope the two of you are not concerned about it.
I'm sure you're all aware of the extremely grave potential for cultural shock and social disorientation contained in this present situation.
The latest generation of the HAL 9000 computers.
Sorry, Dad. I'm afraid I can't do that.
You're talking about memories.
I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. atomic bomb. Atomic bomb. Attack. Nuclear attack. A nuclear attack. Attack. Nuclear attack. A nuclear attack. Attack. Nuclear attack. A nuclear attack. Attack. Nuclear attack. A nuclear attack.
Oh my God, don't stop now!
So that's it.
Well, that wraps it up.
I guess I've seen everything.
I should love to go out with you again. I had an awfully good time.
So long, Doc.
Well, I guess that takes care of that.
I guess this is it.
I guess that's it.
I must be going.
I've got to go.
Sons, I've got to get home. My wife's making gardenias for dinner.
Bye.
Goodbye.
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 Good night. The show's over.
Eclectic method.